Well, hello, this is Mark, and in this short tutorial I'm going to show you how you can set up a WordPress site um, on your domain, on your hosting account. And keep in mind the WordPress framework is very flexible, so WordPress you can use as basically the core for all kinds of websites. It doesn't necessarily have to be just a blog. So it can be a blog, and if you install the right theme like Optimized Press, you can also make it a membership site. You can also have squeeze pages, capture pages, sales landing pages. You can basically use a blog framework to do just about anything. It's very flexible. And of course, WordPress, the WordPress software that you will install on your website is free. But anyway, if you've set up a hosting account already, then I'm going to take you into the cPanel, and you can see what you're going to have to do here. So this is my cPanel at HostGator. Most hosting accounts are set up based on a cPanel back office interface. So this is more or less what it should look like. And when you log in, it may be a different company up here if you don't have HostGator. Personally, I like HostGator, but this is what your office is going to look like. So the first thing you're going to do in getting your WordPress site set up is you're going to come down here. You should have already registered a domain name that you're going to use in conjunction with your website. Right? Now you may have done that on your web hosting account, or you may have done it somewhere else. Personally, I tend to register all mine on GoDaddy because their interface is very clean, easy to use, and they're cheap. And then, or I do it on Namecheap, and then I go over and do all of my hosting on HostGator. So what I have to do then is, so let's say I've set up a domain name called marksbiz.com, right? So then what I do is I come over here to my HostGator account, and I'm going to have to grab these name servers. Now, name servers are specific to your account, so these aren't going to be yours. These are mine. So what you do is you come down here and you grab your name server information, you copy it, right? And so you're going to have to take this to your domain registrar and then enter it, register it on that domain name that you've registered, so that when somebody goes to that domain name, it points it over to where your website is living, right? So I'm going to bounce over real quickly here to GoDaddy, which is where I've done my registration. So I've already logged in here. And so I'm going to go to Domains, launch the interface. And then, so for instance, let's say I was going to take this particular one, let's say dominate your deal, right? So if I want to point that over to my new website at HostGator, right, I'm going to actually click on the URL link, the domain link. I'm going to come down here. Now, the back office of GoDaddy is a little bit different than some of the others, but the functionality is the same. You're going to come down to where it says Name Servers, right? You're going to click on Manage, and you're going to click on this button that says Custom. Then you click Enter Custom Name Servers, and then you would just paste in the name server information you have. And typically the name servers are separated by one digit. So if I went back to HostGator, you'd see that I have 8163 and 8164, right? So boom. And then all I do is click OK and save. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to change it. And now my domain name, which is at host or at GoDaddy, is now pointing over to my website location at HostGator. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the website itself. So now when you're setting up websites and you're getting a hosting account, keep in mind there's you want to do it in you want to set up a hosting account to where you have the ability to have multiple domain names. Let's bounce over to HostGator here and I'll show you. There's usually 3 accounts for shared hosting, and people usually choose the cheapest one. However, that only gives you one single domain. So once you've set up one website with one domain name, you're done, right? You can make changes to your site, but you can't have more than one. So for a couple bucks more, you can go to a plan like this that gives you unlimited domains. So you could have 100 different domain names and websites, and I probably have 80 or 90 in mine for only a couple bucks more a month. So you want a middle plan that gives you unlimited domains. And then what you do is you come down, once again we're in our cPanel here, You're going to scroll down to Domains, Add-on Domains. You click on this, and it pops up, and it says New Domain Name. Now you don't put the HTTP in here or the www, you just put the name followed by the .com, .net, or .info or whatever, right? So what did we say it was? marksbiz.com. So if that was the domain name that I registered over at GoDaddy, actually it was Dominate Your Deal, wasn't it? There. Boom. And I just hit the tab. You don't need to fill any of this out. You just put that in and hit your tab key, and then it populates these other fields and it tells you this is all correct. You're going to want to put a unique password in here and remember it, right? Type it in again, you click Add Domain, and boom, that's it. Now we go to the next step. Now after you've added that, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to do that right now. So I'm going to go back to the home, which I do by getting back to using this button. And then I'm going to come down and set up the WordPress site. So now we have our domain name sitting at the registrar, in this case GoDaddy. We've added the name servers in over there and saved it so that the domain name now points to this. We've set up an add-on domain so that we actually have a domain or a website now sitting on our website host, right? Now we're going to plug a WordPress framework onto it. And the way I prefer to do it, some of your cPanels actually have a special little link over here, set up your own WordPress site. Actually, here it's right here. Get started with WordPress today. So they have one where you can actually come over here and just boom, automatically do it. Install now. And you just click on the button and you tell it what site to go to. I like to use in GoDaddy, I like to use this little software called Fantastico Deluxe. And it shortens a couple steps. So I go down and click on that, and it launches that little software program. And then I come over here to the left, and these are all different software programs that are on HostGator that you can install using this particular function. So I just click on WordPress right here, and then it pops up and shows me all these different WordPress blogs that I have already. And it tells me a new installation is going to be 3.8, blah, blah, blah. So I just click on New Installation, right? And then I use the little drop-down box to pick out the domain name or the website that I have registered on HostGator. And you'll find it in your list here. You can see I got a bunch of them. And so I select, Dominate Your Deal from here. I didn't register it, so it's not in here. And then down here where it says Install in Directory, you leave this blank, right? The only reason you would put something in here is if you wanted to have a main website, in this case, let's say firebrandnetworker.net, and then I'm going to have one website sitting on that, and let's say I wanted to have /blog as my blog site. Then I would put that in there, and then WordPress would be installed in the /blog. So this gives you the ability also, so if you already have a website hosted on, let's say, HostGator, and but you also want to have a blog installed on that same domain name, you just put it in a different directory, right? So you go /blog, right? And then your blog or your WordPress site would be, in this case, firebrandnetworker.net /blog, right? I tend to want to install them on the main directory because I use them for marketing purposes, so I just leave that blank, right? Administrative username, so here you're going to type in, you can just type in admin, ADMIN, and then the password you're going to use to get into your WordPress site, right? And then put in whatever password you want down there. Once again, you can put in your name here, but just remember whatever you put in, these are going to be your username and password to log into your WordPress site. So boom, boom. So either use your name, use admin, set up a password here, and then down here, you don't need to put anything in down here, and click Install WordPress. And then boom, it actually installs it for you. So I'm going to close this out because I'm not going to install that right now. And that's all you need to do. And then your WordPress blog is actually installed. And then what happens then is to get to your WordPress blog. All the logins for WordPress are pretty much the same. So let's say if I went to here. This gives me all this strange stuff out here. But so basically what it's going to be is if I had set up that domain name I originally used, which was dominateyourdeal.com, then my WordPress login for my WordPress site would be dominateyourdeal.com/wp-login, login.php. And that's it. And then I would put in my username and password that I'd specified when I set in my blog, and then I log in, and boom, like magic. As soon as then you got your WordPress site. Pretty cool, huh? You got pages, you got all this different stuff. So, and then one of the plugins. Now, if you're just going to use it as a blog, you can just use the regular framework here. Go get a little blog training. You can set up different themes and whatever. And then down here, I tend to like to use OptimizePress because OptimizePress gives me the ability to set up squeezed pages and all kinds of interesting stuff. So this particular site, this 15K Today, is not actually a blog site. This is actually a sales site that I use that I have multiple sales pages on. So, so for instance, I'll show you. If I come down here, OptimizePress runs about $100-200 one time. You can install it on as many sites as you want, and then they have other programs that are like this, right? So, and then what happens is I would click on Instant Pages for OptimizePress, and then I would tell it, okay, it just tells you what do you want? You want a squeeze page? You want a sales page? You want a launch funnel page? So they actually have done templates for everything. So if I click on this, it shows me what the squeeze page that they would create for me actually looks like. And that's a capture page. You know, it's already got the opt-in box and everything. You just have to plug in your different things back there. And then this one looks like this. This one down here looks like this. So it's pretty cool because with this framework, you can actually set up one of these WordPress sites, and then you can basically have your own squeeze pages, capture pages, sales landing pages, pop-up, exit pop-up, redirects. I mean, pretty cool stuff. Anyway, that's how you do it. Take care.